Hey everyone, so today let's talk about Salesforce, but maybe not in the way you're used to thinking about it. Instead of just an app, I want you to picture it as your company's digital headquarters. It's the central building where all the important work happens. And you know what? Every great building starts with a rock-solid blueprint.
So let's just jump right in with a really important question. How does a massive global company make sure that the right people see the right information and, more importantly, nothing else? The answer, well, it's not just a password. It's all about architecture. It's about designing a building with the right walls, doors, and keys from the very start.
And just like any huge skyscraper, that structure starts with a really solid foundation. This is the bedrock of your entire digital HQ. It defines who you are as a company, and it sets the ground rules for everything that gets built on top of it.
What you're looking at here are the three core pillars of your company's identity inside Salesforce. This is what's called your company profile, and it covers the absolute essentials: your name, your address, your fiscal year, your business hours. It's basically page one of the blueprint, defining the very plot of land your entire HQ is built on.
Okay, so think of these settings like hooking up the utilities for your brand new building. You've got to connect the power and water before you can do anything else, right? It's the same idea here. Your default currency sets the financial standard for everything. Your default locale makes sure everyone's dates and times actually make sense together. Storage tells you how much space you have, licenses show who gets a key, and business hours let everyone know when your support teams are on the clock. You just can't skip these. They make the whole system work.
All right, so the foundation's poured, the lights are on. What's next? Well, we've got to let people into the building, right? But we can't just have everyone wandering around wherever they want. We need to define who they are, where they're allowed to go, and exactly what they can do once they're inside. First things first, everyone needs a key to get in. But here's the thing, not all keys are created equal. A user license is the main key to the front door. It literally determines if you can even get inside the building at all. A feature license, on the other hand, is more like a special key card. It gives you access to a specific room, like the marketing team's fancy design software or the service team's advanced tools. You need the front door key first. Then you can get keys to the special rooms. Now, once you're in the door, your profile is basically your job title, and it's so much more than a label. It dictates everything you can see and do. If you're a system administrator, you can pretty much go anywhere. A marketing user gets into all the campaign and lead tools. A read-only user? Well, they can look, but they definitely can't touch. Your profile defines your entire world inside this digital HQ.
Okay, we've got our people, they have their job titles. Now we get to maybe the most critical part of this whole blueprint, the security system. And this isn't just about locking the front door. It's a really sophisticated, multi-layered system designed to protect every single file in every single cabinet in every single room.
The absolute bedrock of our security is something called organization-wide defaults, or OWDs for short. Think of it as the master security switch for the whole building. It answers one simple but incredibly powerful question for every type of data. By default, are all the doors locked or are they all unlocked? And the absolute best practice, no question, is to start with the most restrictive setting you can. Why? Because it's a whole lot easier to strategically hand out keys than it is to try and get them all back after you've given too many away.
And here's the key thing to remember. This isn't just one big lock. It's actually a 4-layer system. We're going to start with the tightest security at the bottom, and then we'll strategically open things up layer by layer, but only when it's absolutely necessary. Let's walk through it. So layer 1, like we just talked about, is that OWD. This is our baseline. Think of it as starting with every single door locked by default. This is the default state for every single record, every document, every file in the system. On top of that, we add the role hierarchy. This is all about opening access up the chain of command. It's just like a corporate org chart. A manager automatically gets a kind of master key to see and do everything their direct reports can. The VP of sales can see all her directors' deals, and those directors can see all their reps' deals. It just flows right up the chain.
But what happens when people from different teams need to work together? You know, people who aren't in the same direct line of management. Well, that's what sharing rules are for. This is about opening access sideways. We can create an automatic rule that says, for example, anytime there's a high-value customer, automatically share that record between the sales team and the support team. It creates these specific, predictable pathways for teamwork.
And the last layer, layer 4, is manual sharing. This is for all those one-off, unique situations that you just can't predict. It's like you're lending your key card to a colleague from another department for just a little while because you need their help on one specific project. It gives people the flexibility to handle exceptions without having to call building security every single time. Okay, so let's recap how this all works in practice. When you try to access a record, Salesforce literally goes down a checklist, in this exact order. First, does your profile, your job title, even let you look at this type of thing? If yes, then what's the OWD? Is the default state locked or unlocked? If you still can't get in, does your position in the role hierarchy give you access? No? Well, does a special sharing rule apply to you? And if all else fails, the final check is, did someone manually share this one specific record with you? It's a perfect, logical security check, every single time.
All right, our digital HQ is super secure. Now it's time to actually design the floor plan and set up the filing system inside. This is what we call the data model. It's how all the different pieces of information are logically connected to each other.
So how do we actually connect all these different data filing cabinets? Well, there are two main ways to do it. A master detail relationship is a really tight bond. Think of an expense report and all its individual line items. If you delete that main report, poof, all the line items vanish with it. A lookup relationship is much more casual, like linking a contact to the company they work for. If that company goes out of business and you delete its record, the contact can still exist on their own. Getting this right is absolutely fundamental to building a data model that works.
Okay, our digital headquarters is built. It's secure, the data's all organized. Now for the really fun part, seeing what this amazing structure actually lets us do. Let's peek inside and see this blueprint finally come to life with the real work getting done.
This right here is the whole point. This is why we went through all the trouble of building such a solid structure. It's not just a database, it's an engine that runs your business. Leads from your website get automatically captured and sent to the right person. Opportunities move through a crystal clear sales pipeline. You can track marketing campaigns from the very first click to the final sale. Customer support cases are automatically routed and escalated so nobody gets ignored. This is the heart of the operation. This is the work itself.
So, there you have it. From that initial blueprint of your company to the layered security system protecting your data, all the way to the automated processes that make everyone's lives easier, the whole plan is right there. Your digital HQ is built on a powerful, secure blueprint. The only question left is, what will you build with it?